And I am live. Welcome to an episode of Mondays with Miko, Mayor Miko edition. I hope all is doing well with you guys out there. And again, if you're watching I'm so glad for you guys that are going to be joining me live. If you have any questions or comments, and we got a lot to talk about today, just drop them right in the comment box. And if you are watching it on replay, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching it on replay. However, I do not generally go back through and check the comments, okay? So if it's something that you wanted to comment on that is generally something that you should, run by City Hall, just go ahead and follow those other appropriate protocols, okay? So this Monday's live session is just for us to talk live. I am streaming on Facebook, a couple Facebook accounts, as well as YouTube. So, and in the upcoming weeks, I'm going to be adding Instagram as well. So, how are you guys doing out there? I got so much to talk to y'all about. I'm trying to figure out, do I start with the crazy or do I finish with the crazy? Because I got crazy to tell y'all about today. I mean, absolutely insane crazy. Um, where did I start, y'all? Start crazy, finish crazy. Start crazy, finish crazy. I think I'm gonna finish crazy, but here's the crazy thing. A lot of people don't listen to the end. Not at all. Um, but I think I'm gonna finish with the crazy. And I'm calling it crazy because it involves our rights as citizens of Mullins. And to me, in 2026, for this to even be a topic of discussion is absolutely insane, but it is. So, but let's go ahead and get down to business. I'm going to talk about kind of what I'm getting the most phone calls on right now, and that is indeed, y'all, the debris, the issue with the debris in the city. So I talked about it at the city council meeting last week. Essentially, what happened to catch everybody up to speed at Mullins is our debris truck broke down. And we had two. One broke down and the other engine is gone. So that means that we have no way to pick up debris. The we did buy a new truck. Well, new to us. So we bought a new to us truck that has been received and is going to the welder actually tomorrow morning to connect the dump truck part up with the truck itself. And then once that's done, then our public works department can go around and pick up all the debris. And so debris is leaves and trees um and furniture and all that stuff that is sitting on the curb. It is disturbing to me, and I know it's disturbing to you. But I want to take this opportunity. If you guys are hearing this and you drive around and you see this stuff, just a couple of reminders. I see people still have cardboard boxes on the corners, on the curbs. The debris truck is not picking up cardboard boxes anymore. You take your cardboard boxes and you break them down and you put them in your regular trash bags, okay? Your not trash bags, trash cans. And if you would like another trash can, then all you have to do is contact City Hall. All right. And if for some reason you contact City Hall and you're not able to get a response, my extension is extension 7. I do check every message. I do follow up on every message and I get it to the appropriate department. Okay. So, but call the right extension first. But if you are unable to reach who you need to reach through extension 7, then please contact me. Right. So, trash. Debris is everywhere. The truck is broke. We bought a new truck. It's being put together. All right. So if you have like TVs and couches and that kind of stuff to put out, we're used to just putting it on the curb. However, remember, we had budget cuts back in June. And with those budget cuts, you have to call in. So if you have a couch that you want to throw away, please call in, and then the front desk will let you know when you could put your couch out or anything of that matter. right? So large debris, it needs to be called in. And the cardboard boxes, fold them up, put them in a trash can. All right. So that's that on that. Again, I apologize for everybody's inconvenience. I know it is horrible for us to deal with, and we need long-term solutions in place. We definitely need long-term solutions in place. And we got to find a way to get there. I'm gonna just leave it at that right now. Um, Code enforcement, right? So in general, hello, hey Jessica. In general, when we talk about all of these things, debris, trash laying around, people having excess cars in their driveways, people letting grass grow too high, all of those things are violations of code. Now, what we need to do is we can assess fines for code violations every 5 days. Right now, this is not something that's been done kind of in mass and in the city until we're going to have to do it. Because in order for us to do the other things that we want to do in our city, housing, economic development, we're going to need to clean up kind of what we got going on. All right. So more will be coming of that. But please, there's ordinances that describe how many cars you can have. We also are working, well, I was looking at kind of the list of ordinances that are pending. There's a pending ordinance right now in police to deal with dogs, the number of dogs and things like that. But as we start to implement these ordinances and apply and abide by the actual laws that are in place, it's going to be a little bit difficult for some, but it's something that we have to do because we all live in this community together. All right. So to recap, please stick with me. Please stick with me. I have something of very, very importance to share with you guys before the end of this live, okay? Um, so that was the deal on the debris. Hopefully the truck will be together and we'll be out picking up debris in about another maybe 2 weeks, y'all. Hopefully it's a week, but it may be 2 weeks. Now we have a program coming up, City of Mullins Citywide Cleanup Day. All right, so the citywide cleanup day, let's see, it's been, I'm seeing them empty still waiting for this camper. Oh, Daphnia, what camper? You can either, I hate to put it out there in the general comments, but inbox me. They're living here. Let me see what they're doing to waste. What? Oh, okay. I hope I'm saying your name right. Daphne, do me a favor. Please either call me and leave me a message at City Hall tomorrow. Um, I have a busy day tomorrow, but I will definitely get to the bottom of that and find out what's going on with that. Okay. And I think I know where you're talking about, but if you could, I really don't like to put like personal information on social media, but I know what you're talking about. But just in case I don't, shoot me either an email to Miko Pickett at mullenssc.us or call in to City Hall Extension 7. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I do. And then, let me look into that. Let me look into that. Okay. City of Mullins Citywide Cleanup Day is going to be on March 7th, Saturday, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Yeah, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We're going to meet at OBS, and this program is being organized by Councilwoman Terry Davis, District 3, but she's doing it for the entire city. We're going to meet at OBS. The city, we have received trash bags, we got tons of rakes, pickers. We're going to be doing refreshments, and then we're going to go out into the community and pick up trash as we get ready for spring. That's March 7th. Um, Also, the folks are talking about doing a citywide yard sale. What do you think about that? So after we do the cleanup on March 7th, where we pick up trash and things like that, what do you guys think about doing a citywide yard sale where we advertise, spring break, spring cleaning, everybody can get stuff out of their house that they're not using, and then we can create a big thing and hopefully people will come and buy stuff at our yard sale. Let me know what you think about that in the chat. If you're just joining, please stick around. I have something very important to tell everybody about before I end my live today, and it involves our voting rights. So it's very, very important. Um, okay, so that's 3-7. On March 2nd, I'm having another conversation with the mayor. These are my version of town halls. So when you come to the city council meetings, you have to be on the agenda in order to um ask a question, and then it's really no dialogue. It's not really asking a question. You can make a presentation to council. Well, at my town hall meeting on March 2nd, it's a dialogue. I will come prepared with an update of terms of what's going on in the city, but you can dialogue, we can ask questions back and forth, right? You can ask me questions, I can answer your questions if I don't know the answer, because remember, I'm your advocate. As your mayor, I'm your advocate, right? So if I don't know the question, answer to the question, then I can go and get the answer to the question. However, with our form of government, I cannot direct city staff, right? So, I may have things that I would do a certain way based on my corporate background, but I cannot do that. What I can do with our form of government is just advocate, right? So that's on March 2nd. I want to talk about housing, right? So, and I didn't talk about it at this last city council meeting, um, but it's a major focus. It has always been for me. It was before I was elected, and it is still a major focus because the city of Mullins, has a housing crisis. We do not have enough housing to support the people who live here or want to stay in Mullins, right? So, my very first month in office, I presented a workforce development program in which we would have been already breaking ground right now if city council would have voted on it. And that would have been to bring workforce housing. I did say workforce development. I didn't mean workforce development. I meant workforce housing, to bring workforce housing to the city of Mullins. And those houses, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, they would have been $600 a month brand new. So we have an opportunity to have housing and new housing, right? But we need to have a city council that's working together and that's on the same page. So we need to get to that. We definitely need to get to that point because housing is definitely important. And there's ways that we can make that happen in the city. So, but stay tuned on that. We have 200 properties that are building. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna see what you're talking about, Daphne. That we have 200 housings that the building official has said are abandoned or condemned at this point. So that's a problem. That's a problem. There's going to be a meeting at City Hall. Let me see if I have a banner here. There's going to be a meeting at City Hall on Thursday at 3 p.m. And this meeting is going to discuss condemnation. But before I get to condemnation, let me back up a little bit. Of those 200 homes, we already have the funding to tear down 26 homes. So 26 homes will be coming down really, really soon. We just got word from the project manager that the asbestos came back on 13 of the homes and they don't have asbestos. So because of that, then the next thing is going to be the they don't have asbestos, so they can be torn down. And what they like to do saying that it's not like a specialty skill just to tear down the house without asbestos. It's going to be posted shortly for bid. So local contractors will have an opportunity to bid. They will still have to come in low, and their bid will have to be accepted. But $26,000 per house. Oh no, let me repeat that. Let me break it down. We have $567,000 in the budget, right? That includes everything. Some houses cost more money because they have asbestos. All of the houses have had to be asbestos checked. So we are past all of that. District 3 and the 26 homes are all coming down in District 3. There is going to be a meeting in District 3 at I'm not going to give you the location because I'm not sure of the location, but I know it's going to be in District 3. Once the city council, um, Councilwoman Terry Davis posts the flyer, then I will post it for you guys to see. But I know it's going to be on the 26th of February. So save the date. Because those homes are coming down in your district, she is making sure that she does a town hall to explain exactly what it's going to look like. Now, for those homes that are coming down in the next couple months, the owners do get to keep those properties. So those properties the houses will be torn down, the properties will be graded, and the owners will get to keep those homes. So hopefully they will build new homes on that. All right. Um, Now, this is what's next. So on Thursday, we're going to be talking about condemnation. And what it is, it's a workshop that our building official is going to be putting on for the community to explain to us what condemnation of properties will look like. Now, what I'm told, what I understand so far, is if your property is condemned, you can fix it, you can sell it, you can tear it down, or you may lose it. And if you refuse to do any of those things, if your property is condemned and you refuse to do any of those things and you end up losing the property, you will not, the city cannot take your property. We will have to escheat the value of your property to the county, right? So we'll buy it. But the thing is once that happens, then the good thing is we could then build new homes on that property. And there's a whole lot to it. It's a whole lot that we need to work through as a community, right? So we really need for you all to come out to these meetings because we can drive around, we can see what's going on in our community. We know we have houses that need to come down. We know we have houses that people aren't living in and they're up in New York and California and Maryland and Florida and every place else, but our children are having to deal with the effects of it. Our children are having to walk by these abandoned homes. Okay, so that meeting, if you can't come, make sure somebody in your neighborhood, somebody you talk to, somebody in your family, they can come, so they can come back and tell you what is going on. All right. So that's condemnation explained, and our building official will take us through exactly what that means. All right. So there's a lot going on in housing. There's going to be a lot going on in code enforcement, and bear with us on the debris. All right. Now, there is a program. How many of you guys got these crazy electric bills? Sheesh. So, and I'm trust me, I am crying over my electric bill personally. Really, really, really crying. Duke Energy. So the city of Mullins is, I don't want to use the word approved, but we've been selected. How about that? We've been selected for the Duke Energy Progress Neighborhood Energy Saver Program. And it's really good. I went through it, and they actually have 3 tiers to that program. And everybody qualifies for tier 1. And what tier 1 is that you can receive free energy saving products valued up to $300. Energy efficient light bulbs, shower heads and aerators, water heater wraps, caulking and weather stripping of the door sweeps, AC heating and system filters, power strips. So they came out. I went, and what you do, let me put it up here. Hold on a second. Here's the website. So I went to the website myself, and I was able to get an appointment for the very next day. And and then you schedule your time. They come out. They're very, very professional, and you will receive this summary, right? And I mean, they left me and my husband with a year's worth of air filters. Well, that's saving you money. I had already did the shower head replacements and all of that, but water heater wraps. And then I have talked to other citizens where they actually had their installation done. They would, once they do the evaluation, they'll come back and they do installation. They put a thermometer over my light fixture in a back room so I can see the temperature of the house in the back room and things like that. So they leave you power strips. It's a very good program, and I highly recommend that everybody in the city of Mullins does it. Okay, so you just go to that website. Now they will be coming to the Gapway Rec Center on February 28th. And they will have they're going to be providing a barbecue, which would be pretty awesome, and giving out information about the program, and that's open to everybody in the city. Okay, so that's February 28th, and that is the Duke Energy Assistance Program. All right, let me just check and see what I have covered so far, and then if nothing else. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on, but there's a lot more Mondays I can talk to you guys about things. So, what I am going to end with is this. All right, let me see how I can. There's a lot more that's going to be said about this situation, and you will hear from me a lot more about this situation. But essentially, what we're confronting is this is an election year. Right? So 2026 is an election year. And in the city of Mullins, we have three um, council seats that are up for election. Well, somebody's trying to make a change. They're trying to change our elections to be from, instead of being in November, they want to move them until April. And I'm saying somebody because I need to get all my ducks in a row before I start naming names. Um, but they want to move the elections from November until April. So what will that mean? Basically, our elections have been in November for at least 28 years. So for 28 years, the city of Mullins has elected city council and mayors in November. So yes, there's an ordinance that has April as the election season. However, we have been going to the polls in November for 28 consistent years. So to change it now would mean to change an election during election season, which I have a major problem with, especially doing it without the involvement of the citizens of Mullins and the will of people. I got a major, major, major problem with that. I got a major problem with even moving the election from November to April because it historically will disenfranchise African American voters. And the city of Mullins is 77% African American. So I have a problem with moving it from November to April. But that being said, I will, as I always do, as it relates to the city councils, what the majority decides, I follow it. When the majority makes a decision, I follow that decision. If the majority decides that we should move it, well, then I guess we're going to have to move it. But the way this is being done without even involving city council or the majority. And I have an issue with that. I have an issue with, I was elected for 4 years, not 4 years and 5 months. I have an issue with being able to extend our terms. That's not ethical, in my opinion. So there's more to come about this. I have really just been notified that this was even a thing about a week ago, Monday, last Monday. So, um, and it's not good, y'all. It's not good. If we, I believe, city council should be focused on doing things like your District 3 city council member is doing. She's focusing on cleaning up her community, tearing down those abandoned houses, keeping her community members informed on what's going on. But let's focus on bringing jobs into our city. Let's focus on doing the things that you elected us to do, not figuring out how do we extend our own terms. Hence, taking even more money from the citizens of Mullins. It's just something. No, I know exactly what I don't like about it. What I don't like about it is disenfranchising voters. So I say hands off our election, and there's going to be more to come on this topic. But I ask that you please keep your ears to the ground and know that this is a very serious matter. So let's see if there's any other comments. Daphnia, let me see. Yep, I got you in the camper. You know what's interesting? Now I'm not all into the data center because I got a lot of work to do in the city of Mullins, right? So I do appreciate everybody who's keeping me up to date on the data center and what's going there. As a citizen, as somebody who lives here with a grandchild, I am very concerned about if there were going to be any issues with health. There's no risk that's worth my life, my grandchild's life, my son's life, my daughter in law's life, my husband's life. Not at all. But I will have to say about the data center and the bills, I was at a meeting, an economic development meeting, and the power company MPD was in there. And they did notify us in that room that they had a special deal with the data center folks, and the data center folks were going to pay to increase the grid in terms of what they needed. So, and the county has put out a I call it a white paper, but an information sheet that answers a lot of questions in regards to water usage, power usage. And again, I'm not taking a side either way right now. I am like you. I found out about it when you found out about it. I'm a citizen. I want to know what's going on, how it's going to impact my family, where's this excess revenue going to go to, and how will it benefit the citizens of Mullins? Those are my main concerns. At the same time, though, I'm looking at facts, and the county has put out a white paper with some facts, and I believe they have a couple meetings coming up. I don't have them printed out right now, but what I will do is I will go find those meeting dates and I will post them to my Mayor Miko pickup wall. Okay, that way we can all get involved and know the answers. Okay, the answers that we need to have. All right, and then at the end of the day, just like I'm telling you guys, call me if you have an issue with this or that. And Daphne, I hear you. I'm going to be looking into the issue with the camper. You have these issues, call me, call your other elected official, is what local officials are hired to do. All right. So I don't have any other comments. And I do thank you so much, Miss Rose, for chatting with me today. That's what I want to do, right? I want to get on these calls so we can chat and get to the bottom line of making our community better. So with that, I hope you have a wonderful day. And again, if you're watching on repeat, I'm not going to check those comments, but feel free to connect with me at City Hall or via email. Have a wonderful day, everybody.